Hi everyone, Yaku from tutortouch here, and in this video I'll be going over some of the updated features on the Android 9.0 operating system that primary schools will find cool. So the Android 9.0 operating system comes standard with the brand new EG series panels, or you can have access to all of these features on the older panels, specifically the EE series, by doing the Edu 2.0 firmware upgrade. There will be a link on how to do this down in the description. Alright, so to start off with, the front or the panel does run in 4K resolution, as you can see on the right, compared to the HD resolution we are all used to. The panel also comes with its own built-in sound system. So no need for any extra cables to have exceptional sound wherever you might be. Then the front of the panel is also covered in tempered glass, making it extremely durable and will last you for years to come. Alright, so with the quality and the sound touched onto, what I'll do now is I'll just showcase the background while I go through some of the options and features. So in this video, I will quickly run through the quick menu bar. I'll touch onto some of the new features in the Note program, as well as ScreenShare Pro and the Airclass feature. After that, I will move over to the PC side, or the PC Windows operating system. However, I want to mention that we feel for primary schools and less graphic intense work, you can use the Android side as a standalone, and you don't necessarily have to have the PC operating system to present a full lesson, as most of the features have been carried over into the Android operating system. Alright, so just quickly want to touch onto the side menu bars. Now you can access it either from the right hand side or from the left hand side by simply pressing on this little arrow, and that brings up your quick menu bar. Now the quick menu bar has been split into 3 sections, specifically your navigation section, so back, home and backstage, which is all of the processes that are open, your applications, which is Note Finder and browser, and then additional applications. So specifically, I want to showcase that we have a third-party streaming application installed on here, specifically Zoom. However, Teams and Skype will also work. Then the last section over here are your tools, as well as more tools like your spotlights, your screen locks, and everything like that. All right, so just to quickly go over to the Note program, I want to firstly showcase one of those quality of life changes, or changes that has been implemented from Windows. So this is called the floating Windows mode, which allows you to split the screen in up to 4 segments. Now I like the 2 segments because it allows you to have a video playing and then maybe write the 4K versus HD on the Note program, and then you can implement any of the other features while using the split Windows mode or the floating Windows mode. Right, with that being said, I'm just going to quickly make it big again and then go through just the new features on this specific update. So on the left here, you'll see there's 2 new options. Now number 1 is share and the second one is list. Now share will generate a QR code which your students can scan from their mobile devices, and then they will have all the content on the panel in a page format on their mobile device for later use. List is essentially anything that you had open on the panel. So let's say there's a power failure and you forgot to save your work. As you can see, it brings up everything that you had open previously, and you can just access it from there. Going to the middle menu bar now, you do have a couple of different options. Specifically in the pen section, you still have the 2 different colors that you can write in, and over here, for those with a keen eye, they will have seen the icon one, which I will touch on to quickly. So as I've mentioned, you do have the option to write in 2 different colors. Now one of those quality of life changes comes with the stylus. So on the stylus you'll see a thin nib and a thick nib, making it much easier to write in 2 different colors at the same time. It's as simple as just rotating the pen, and you can write in 2 different colors with ease. Then if you move over to the icon one, essentially what we've done here is we've implemented 1.7 million icons onto the panel, which you just need to draw a couple of lines and it will try and recognize what you've drawn. So specifically, this is for if you say, let's say you have a word Let's say you're talking about flowers and you want to implement a flower onto the panel. You can draw a rough version of a flower. Now I am extremely bad with drawing, so let's see if I can get a flower. Luckily for me, it gave me two options, although I see this actually does look more like a tree. However, I'm going to go with my flower and choose it that way. All right, so now I've chosen my flower, and you can now obviously manipulate that, make it bigger, smaller, flip it, crop it, whatever you want to do. With the flower on, I just want to quickly erase some of the content. So that's eraser. Clean all will take all the content off the panel. Rulers are new in the sense that they are now implemented in the main menu bar, and you have your protractors and your squares, and it also tells you exactly how long the line is you drew. So it makes for much more accurate drawings. Let's say you want to have a nice triangle, you can simply do it that way. All right, then you still have access to your 3D and 2D shapes. However, there's a free drawn shape now. So if you draw a shape on the panel, it will automatically adjust for you to become a proper shape. Then next in line, we have the tables, which is smart tables. Now you can obviously choose which size you want, and then if you have the pen selected, you can draw a line through the column and that will add another one. And then obviously to remove, it's as simple as just pressing the minus button. All right, so I did mention that these were smart, so I'm going to quickly just take the pen again, and then I'm going to write the word flower on the panel. I'm going to select it and turn it into smart writing for me. So as you can see, it didn't quite recognize my handwriting, as my handwriting is quite bad. However, luckily for me, at the bottom you can see it gave me a couple of options, and indeed flower is one of them. Now that you have the correct word, before we implement that into the smart table, you also have this new feature called smart lookup, which will then search the word for you on the internet, giving you a couple of images or an explanation, which you can then implement into the panel. Now, let's say you like that one. It's as simple as clicking, holding on it until that little loading icon is away, and then you just drag it onto the panel. And as you can see there, now I've got an image of a flower, I've got an icon of a flower, and the word flower to be implemented into my lesson. Now, as I've mentioned, that it is a smart table. So luckily for me, I don't have to worry about the size of the wording. I can simply drag and drop, and the panel or the block will expand for me. Now you can implement all of the information into the block to make it a little bit neater. And then once you're done, simply remove, and it will minimize the block again for you. Now I'm going to go over to sticky notes. However, I just want to clean off everything quickly. So sticky notes are perfect for if you want to have content on the panel at all time for everybody to see. So let's say you want to populate that with homework assignments. It will be populated to the top right hand corner of the screen, and it will always stay there. Now you can populate these in different colors for different grades or different classes, and you can edit them on a daily or on a weekly basis. To remove them, it's as simple as selecting and pressing the delete button. All right, then the next feature over here, I'm just gonna take my hands quickly and make a couple of lines. So the next one over here is preview. This has been always available. However, it's a little bit easier to use in the sense that once you have removed your content, click on it and it will show you the bulk, and you can go back to that. Then you have undo, redo, and your page selector. Now, that has been a brief overview on the note program. So I'm going to quickly exit that, don't save, and then I'm going to move over to ScreenShare Pro. Now, ScreenShare Pro has been updated and has been made much easier to use in the sense that you require no external USBs. It's as simple as installing the app on the panel, installing the app on either your laptop or your mobile device, and then inputting the 6-digit code for you to start sharing. So I've already set it up on my laptop. I'm going to input the 6-digit code, and as you can see, it gives me two options. So I can either manipulate the panel to be displayed on my laptop, or I can display my laptop screen on the panel. So I'm going to just start displaying my laptop screen on the panel, and as you can see there, now my laptop has been shared. This will also transfer the touch, so if you then want to open up a PowerPoint presentation or an Excel document or anything like that on your laptop, You don't have to go back. It's as simple as opening it up from the panel itself. Then if you have a mobile device and you want to add that as well, once you've downloaded the application, it's as simple as inputting the 6-digit code 426039 4260426039, and then once you're connected, say start sharing, and as you can see, it splits the screen accordingly. Now you will see that the menu for the application on your phone looks a little bit different because the touch doesn't get transferred. So I can unfortunately not click on any of those options. I have to use my phone for that. Remote and desktop sync are specifically features to use to control the panel from your phone. And then you also have the option to make one big screen, flip between the two screens, minimize it to go back to both of the screens, or simply press on the power button and that will close down everything for you. All right, so with that being touched onto, I'm going to quickly just run through the update on the Airclass program. So Airclass hasn't changed much. It still allows you to connect up to 30 students and have interactive engagements with them through the panel. Biggest feature change is the fact that you can now add students afterwards with your room code, or you can simply generate the QR code again and join that way. Once you've entered the classroom, the settings are the same, except for selector is new. So voter is still your single or multiple choice pop quizzes. Responder is still the game where whoever presses OK first, their name will pop up. And then selector is essentially just a selection of all of the students in your classroom. So if you have 15 students, you'll put everyone in the selection and it will draw names randomly, and whoever comes up, they will be able to assist. Messaging will display a message at the top of the screen. Managers to add new students to the classroom. Then exit will obviously close the program down. So that was a brief overview on all the new features on the Android 9.0 operating system. So what I'll do now is I'm going to quickly move over to the PC, touch onto a couple of things that come standard with the PC version of Note that was not available in the Android side. But please keep in mind that you will still be able to present a full lesson in the Android side. These are just extra quality of life features. All right, so to start off with, I want to showcase just the pens. I did mention that you have the dual pen available on the other side, or on the Android side of Note. However, over here you've got an emoji one if you want to draw emojis, as well as the Wazzy one, which I know a lot of people find very cool because it creates interesting shapes and so on. Then standard to the PC version of Note is also the different subject matters. You have maths, English, science, physics, and then the normal Note interface, which we are now. I want to just quickly touch onto the English, as I think that learning how to write and spelling letters are quite important for the younger ones. So then when you go into the template, you can choose the line template, click on the ABC, and now what this allows you to do is this allows you to write words in between the lines, giving them that practice, as well as it will spell the words out for them afterwards to learn how to pronounce the word. We've also been told that these stylus are the perfect thickness for when children learn how to write. So to start, I'm just going to quickly write the word hello here. So as you see, the more I write, the more it tries and recognizes. And as soon as it recognizes the word, you can implement that into the lines. And then once you are done, you can press on the volume button. Hello. And that will spell out the word for you. Now I'm just going to move back to the main interface so I can showcase the treasure box. Now you are able to access all of the subject matters through the treasure box. So if you go to discipline tools, there's all your subject matters and the features that come with them. However, I want to just quickly showcase that you can change the background color of the panel to anything you would like. If you need some grid lines or discipline backgrounds, as well as any funky teaching background. So if you want to change it and have it a little bit more funky background for the day, you are also able to do that. And then lastly, I just want to showcase that this does run in Windows mode or background mode. So if you press on the little desktop icon, it will bring you back to the PC, and you will have access to YouTube or anything else like that, maybe PowerPoint, Excel, while you are able to draw on the panel. All right, so that was just a brief overview on the features that's not available in the Note side of or in the Android side of the Note program. Thank you so much for watching. Please follow, like, and share. My name is Yaku from tutortouch.